Yeah, you got it. You got it. You got it, big fella.
Oh, thank you. Welcome everybody to Star Flag Media. my name is my name is Anthony, and I'm here with none other than Chris, aka
Hey, what up?
UWA Talents.
AKA Talents 860,
That's
AKA
right.
Mr. Hush Your Mouth, AKA
A-
Happy New Year,
AKA Jay Z
AKA
didn't do nothing wrong. So,
hashtag free kitty.
welcome everybody to the show. Yeah, Happy New Year, Happy New Year, man. This is our first official New Year's podcast. We did the post post Christmas episode. We've had some interesting stuff happen, but I figured for this week we should probably come together and do a list. A list, you say? Yeah, remember our popular lists? But this is going to be a little bit different. Like just what you would hope for, a wish list of what you want from the big three companies this year. Something that you could put together that if Chris was in charge,
You said the
this is what.
big three?
Yeah, the big three, the big three,
Okay.
which is Nintendo, Sony, and Microsoft. And if Chris was in charge, what would he want or make happen with those three?
Oh, I thought the big three
Sega.
was Kendrick Lamar, Drake, and J. Cole. I thought that was the big three.
Drake's not in the big three anymore. And J. Cole apologized. I think the big three is all Kendrick now. But anyway, he's the big three. But we digress. Yeah, but yeah, that's what I was thinking. So you could start off, or I could start off. We can start off with probably the easiest one, and we can work our way up to your favorite, which is we could start off with Nintendo. So like if I
Oh, you
had
want to
my
start?
yeah, because
All right, so
Nintendo has been leaky the last the last month. Everything has leaked for the Switch 2. And they just, I don't know if you saw this, the motherboard leaked,
yeah, I've seen that.
and now the chipset that goes into the motherboard is now pretty much all but confirmed.
Yo, they actually leaked the motherboard on Facebook, and then on Facebook it went to Reddit.
Yep.
Like that's
Yep.
crazy. Even
And
Facebook is.
yeah, everybody's Facebook where grandma got an account is part of the leaks now. Um yeah, but the chipset was really interesting because everybody knew it was going to be the new Tegra chips from Nvidia, but what they're capable of is obviously really good. But the big surprise was one of the chips is actually made by Samsung.
Yeah, that was. I had some controversy around it. I didn't really quite understand it. Something
Yeah,
about five
the con
nanometers, or
yeah, the 5 or 8 nanometer. The Samsung chips tend to run hot. That's the problem. So they
okay,
heat up for the size, which means that if they're producing a lot of heat, we know Nintendo, they're all about battery life,
yeah,
which means they're probably gonna underclock the system to make the battery life last longer.
makes sense.
Yeah, makes sense. With that said, I think they're gonna be clocking it just fine when the system is docked. But the thing that really came forward was a patent. A patent just came out, or well, it got revealed for Nintendo and Nvidia, or Nvidia's developing a specific code for DLSS upscaling.
Okay,
For and Nintendo
for
has a patent on it. So
yeah,
it's a special version of DLSS upscaling, and it's the patent reads that you can take a 480p image native and upscale it all the way up to 4K.
yeah. When it starts at what, 540 or 480?
So it starts at 360p, which is like below
Okay,
standard def, and then it goes 480p is what considered like advanced definition.
yeah,
480 was like standard, but so 540p is like the lowest that you would expect for anything running on Switch now. But the fact that it can do this points to them going really heavy in upscaling when in handheld mode,
yeah,
which is good news. Which means that you're gonna get like a system that the battery life runs long, and you're gonna get a pretty decent image quality in handheld mode up to 1080p.
yeah, man. I think it's good. I mean, obviously, I would wish for Nintendo to hurry up and make an announcement or a
Actually, show
reveal
this
for
thing.
the Switch. Yeah, and let us know when we could get our pre-orders in.
Yes,
So
definitely.
that's what I would wish and want for them. And I mean, that's the obvious or the guarantee, like
Yeah, we know that's
but
coming.
yeah. So, but with that, I'd say give me a Super Smash Brothers title at launch and take my
That's a
money.
big wish. You
And
know,
at
that's not
minimum,
that's you know that's not that far off of what might actually happen. Well, I'm not so sure at launch, but you know how Sakurai, the guy who makes the Smash Brothers games, he's been releasing like videos every week, the developer videos, and just recently they stopped doing it. Well, it turns out he recorded all those videos at the
they
beginning
were
of when
time.
they launched, and they were just timed
Yeah, time.
releases.
Yep.
So he's been working on something this whole time.
Yeah.
So maybe the next
Yeah.
Smash. Now, for the next
Um,
Smash, do you want anything particular in there? Because I was thinking, I don't know about you, but like the Ultimate is Ultimate. It's got everything from all the other Smashes, right? So I'm
so
thinking rebooting.
uh, are you on that bandwagon
I'm on
for
the
them to
rebooting. Yeah, I think that's the best thing for the franchise. Where do they go from Ultimate, which was like a compilation of Smash from Melee all the way up,
yeah.
and they added so many characters.
Yeah, so I didn't want to think about it, but a reboot could make sense. Or like a new engine
Oh
to
yeah,
change like
maybe Unreal.
some type of core mechanics with the gameplay.
Yeah.
But I mean, if you bring it, I don't know how many characters would you make? Would you release it back to 10 characters or eight, and then slowly introduce DLC packs?
Oh, I think that's the money. That's where they make their money. Make it like they did with Mario Kart, where you get like the season passes, and then every 3 months is 16 new levels and 16 new characters. That's how they did it with Mario Kart, and they made a killing with that. So they probably do like a base 20 characters and go from there.
I mean, yes, but for the
It's a
Switch,
wish list.
for Nintendo, bring me a Switch too, and
Yeah.
at the top of the wish list would be make it, have it launch with a Smash Brothers game, and at bare minimum, give me Mario Kart 9, and I'll be happy. And you can
Yeah,
have
my
my
wish
money
list.
pre-order day one.
Yeah, my wish list is pretty similar. Oh, they've got my money regardless because I'm a fanboy when it comes to system launches.
Are
But
you a fan?
yeah, when it comes to system launches, I'm usually there day one. Um, Especially for Nintendo consoles. But yeah, I would say Mario Kart is probably the given title that I would want year one. And for my wish list is that the system is 4K. That's my wish list, but in reality, it's probably going to be upscaled to that. Pardon me, I'm a bit sick, but yeah, that's an easy one. I just want the system to operate on a good level, that it doesn't have to be super powerful, but at least give us some good resolution.
Yeah, I'm hearing that it might be as strong as the PS4 Pro.
Yeah, which and I heard, and again, the Tegra chip is about a Series S, so I'm guessing it's going to be somewhere in between that. It'll be a Pro and a Series S.
And if
But
it got
with the
yeah,
upscaling, then
yeah,
then yeah, then we're going to be fine. Because it really is just, at this point, we're counting frames and texture packs.
yeah,
How much, yeah, how good everything, the resolution or the shadows and things like that. It's really
yeah.
where
And
we're at this point.
hopefully Nintendo just uh went to developers and asked them how much memory and RAM and all that stuff you need because
Like they did with
uh,
Capcom. Well, we know it's got 10 gigs of RAM,
yeah, but
which,
I'm saying like they reached out to the developers and asked them what they want because we got a little news with Xbox,
yeah, yeah.
the whole Black Myth Wukong debacle.
Mm-hmm.
So the fact that the Series S doesn't have, they said they need, the developer said they need more training or more understanding on how to develop on the Series S.
Yep.
Now, if it's a certain story that we've both been saying that one, uh, there's not enough memory or the power to develop on the Series S. So that whole parity thing is kind of like wishy-washy right now.
Mm.
But the fact that they did say that they need more training or more help on how to utilize
Optimize. Mm-hmm.
share. Like I guess the problem is it's the shared memory on the Series S.
Right. It's
So
not as easy to develop for.
yeah. Um. So when it comes to Xbox, I just wish they just come out and just say, we're not doing it no more. We third party, third party.
That's your
That's my wish.
wish.
Yeah, I wish, and I wish all the just get the band-aid ripped off so that way they could start healing now for 2025 and they could just stop being so delusional. Um the Lulu. Um and you see them online. I watch them on YouTube and they're just grifting people for money, just trying to farm likes and clicks by saying Xbox is the best box and yeah, the strategy that Microsoft is doing is not great. It's superb, and I'm just gonna go to I'm just gonna go to PC and still keep my Game Pass and still it still fuck Sony. And I'd be like, bro, you sound fucking stupid.
Well,
Excuse
so
my language. That's my wish.
I'm less hardcore on wishing them to go completely third party. I am, if I had a wish list for Microsoft, it would be for them to commit one way or the other. Either you're gonna just be clear, either you're in on being a console maker or you're out on being a console maker. Just be clear with your message and commit. And if you're going to go this route of being Game Pass and console, then don't give up your exclusives or give me a reason to want to buy your console. You can't be half-assing it every single way. So if they can line up their message now,
We both kind of saying the same thing.
kinda,
What
but
else
I
so
don't I
different?
don't I don't specifically want them to be third party. I don't want their stuff to be everywhere. For example, so if they commit to just being like out of the hardware business and doing like a service like, for example, Xbox Game Pass, which is essentially Steam, right? Except it's Netflix.
Just
Then
rip the
commit
band-aid
then
off
commit
Xbox.
then commit to being Game Pass, but hey, give me a reason to buy Game Pass. Like I can only play Gears of War on Game Pass. Like that's a
Yeah.
reason. That's a reason to have Game Pass. But if I can play Gears of War on Game Pass and I've already got a Switch 2 and I could just play it on that for $60 and I don't necessarily care about the rest of your games, there's not a reason for me to go jump on Game Pass.
Yep.
So committing would be one of the things that I kind of wish they did, and they haven't. I think they will, and it's on my wish list. I think they will. That communication is going to come for sure in the next 6 months. What they're really
Oh,
going to
I
be
did a
doing.
little investigative journalism as far as their communication goes.
Oh yeah,
Um,
where it was last year to where it is now.
yeah.
Yeah, big
They
difference.
they haven't said um since that Xbox podcast when they talked about the four games that were going to other consoles.
Yeah.
Um, from that in the last 10 months, they haven't really called their console a console. They've been very specific in calling everything hardware. Now, the last interview that we had on Rolling Stone with Phil Spencer, they asked him about the future of Xbox and is Xbox still making future consoles, and he did say yes, but I
And
still think that was
Satya Nadella in the clip that I've been posting over and over and over did mention next generation consoles as part of the vision. But I think we only get, and I've been saying this for a long time. I think we only get one more of that.
I
I
think
think
we
we,
only
I
get I think we only get the handheld from
oh no
Xbox.
no, we're gonna get both, and
I think
this
it's
is
going to
this
be
is
a
kind of where,
hybrid.
yeah, I think we're well. It'll probably be like a Switch thing, but that still counts. It'll be a console. Um, it'll be a
That's what I'm
console,
saying.
and but I think we get one more traditional console out of them, and then they're probably going to switch to whatever other strategy they have, including that just licensing the Xbox brand to Lenovo or Asus or whoever,
Yeah,
and then they can make their own version of Xbox, whatever Xbox they want to make. And if they just want to have one that only works on TVs, I think that that'll be a thing too.
yeah.
Um,
I agree with everything you're saying.
but
The
that's
only
that's
thing
in
I
the
disagree,
future. That's real far into
yeah,
the future, I think.
I agree with everything you said. The only thing I disagree with is I think their next console is going to be a hybrid console like the Switch, and it's going to be a console and a handheld, and that's going to be it. That's their last hurrah, and that's
Maybe.
their greatest technical leap, next generation. And I'm really excited to see what the Surface tablet providers can actually do with a hybrid console slash handheld.
Oh yeah. So if that's the case though, I think that that'll be either way their last foray, and everything will go into cloud after that. I think we get one more version of their hardware until they sell us a streaming box with the way they're doing with their Windows product with 365 Link. You don't even need to buy a PC anymore. You just get a Microsoft 365 Link box, and it's all in the cloud.
Yep.
Office, Word, the whole suite is available on the cloud. But for my wish list, I just want them to commit. Um, and then if I had to be completely wild, is for them to find a way to get Game Pass working with Nintendo. That would be ideal for me. Because that's so
Okay.
out of that's just out of the world, and it won't happen anytime soon. But ideal for me. And then we got Sony. We got Sony left. What would be your wish on your wish list for them?
So with Sony, man, I think they got a lot. So, ah, damn, word salad. Feel like Kamala. Um, they got Intergalactic. I believe that's launching this year, right?
Yes. Maybe. I believe so.
You got. It looked like they showed us gameplay, so I could be wrong.
Yeah, they showed a
Um,
little bit.
but they didn't drop any games last year, and they told us they weren't dropping any games, any first party games
Yeah.
last year.
Sony
So
did
this
not
year,
have Sony did not have a good 2024. The best thing that happened for 2024 for Sony was Astrobot winning Game of the Year.
yeah, they lucked up. They they fell up the stairs and won.
Yeah, it was a miracle happened for them at the end of the year, because I mean they told us they weren't going to be doing anything this year, but at the same
To be
time,
fair, to say that, yeah,
yeah, but at the same time, it wasn't a good time for them to be not bringing shit out. It wasn't exactly like the best timing, and it gave Microsoft an opportunity to fuck up. And if they would have had a killer year and all of this mixed messaging would have came out from Microsoft this year, it would have been a wrap for
yeah,
Xbox. It would have been a wrap for Xbox.
yeah,
But the fact that nothing was out there, it just gave them so much cushion to, we can push whatever we want out the door. And they did have the advantage of bringing out at least two games that were well received, and that's Starfield
yeah.
and Indiana Jones. So
So we got Ghost of Tsushima that's coming out.
yeah,
That's like a part two. It's a sequel.
yeah, whatever
Um,
Angel, whatever version of that.
yeah. I want. I think Kojima's making a game for dropping a game this year as well for Sony.
I'm not sure if it was for Sony or if it's third party for everyone.
We also got that Bungie Marathon game that might be coming out. But my wish list
Yeah,
is really we didn't hear anything from the Game Awards about Insomniac and what they're doing with Wolverine. So
right. That was missing.
for now, I'm not asking for a trailer, but
Trailer
if
would be
they could
nice.
show,
It's a wish list.
if, but here's the type of trailer I would want. If you're gonna show me a trailer, show me gameplay
Yeah,
and give me a release date.
yeah. Or at
If
least
it
a
doesn't
window,
have,
release window. Give me
if it,
fall of
or
whatever.
if it doesn't have gameplay and a release window, then keep cooking and stay quiet, and but don't give me no false expectation and show me a Wolverine trailer and then be like, yeah, come in 2027.
Hmm.
But yeah, man, wish list for Sony, drop games. Drop first party games. Let me see. Um, we know what Naughty Dog's doing. We don't know what Insomniac is doing. Um, yeah, I want to say Capcom. I mean, that's not like a Sony first party, but Capcom been kind of quiet.
Yeah, Capcom
Which
actually has a lot of games that they showed off that were like big. The Onimusha game is making a comeback. Okami is
okay,
making a comeback. Yeah, that Game Awards was all about Capcom.
okay,
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
why I ain't watch. So I ain't watch all of it. So there we
yeah.
go.
Capcom had
Um,
some bangers. I have a wish, and it's not gonna happen anytime soon. But if I had a wish, right, and I could just make things happen, um, Helldivers 3 gets announced, and they do it the right way. Just make a Helldivers 3. We're gonna have these developers stop making the DLC and wasting their time on Helldivers 2. The player base is stuck to where it is. It's not gonna grow from here on going forward. Announce Helldivers 3 and give me some kind of a teaser trailer. We don't need to see much in the way of gameplay, some kind of a cinematic, and get me hyped up for owning a Sony product going forward. And that would be my big game that I would like to see out of nowhere. And then on the flip side of that, it's a completely opposite a franchise that's been dormant since the PS3. They used to have this indie title called Fat Princess on the PS3. It was like a real time strategy, capture the flag type game, where
okay.
you would feed your princess cake, and she would get fatter and fatter and fatter. It could never come out today. She would get fatter and fatter and fatter, which it makes it more difficult for the enemy team to capture your princess and take her to their base. So you got a team of feeders and then a team of capturers. It was one of the best games on the PS3. A reboot of that would be amazing. Use the game engine. I don't care. Just make some kind of a sequel to that. And then a new Jack and Daxter. A new Jack and Daxter would probably kill it right out of the park. We all know that the developers are busy with what they're doing
Intergalactic.
with Intergalactic, but Jack and Daxter would be it would be welcome at this time.
Yeah,
Anything, you got an entire year off, Sony, so it's your year to show off some bangers this year, and that's my wish list. Yeah, something that'll make me excited for your product again, because
all right.
I missed nothing. Not owning a PS5 in 2024, you missed nothing.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I was gonna send you Spider-Man 2. I was gonna send it to you last year, but already sold the PlayStation, and I was like, fuck, because I was on the verge of selling it, and I knew
Send it
you
to
played.
you.
I knew you was on the verge of beating the first Spider-Man. I was like, I'm gonna send you two because I think
I
you.
beat Miles Morales.
Well, yeah, Miles Morales. I was like, I think you would really like the improvements that they made. Um, so my bonus wish
Well, yeah,
is
let's do that.
CES at the Consumer Electronics Show. Um, I would hope. I know it's not gonna happen, but if Samsung decided that they've partnered with somebody, anybody, or if they just came out and said, "Hey, we're just making a gaming handheld,"
Yeah.
if there's anyone, I just want LG or Samsung. I want the Koreans to jump in this kind of market and see what they could do on
In the
their
gaming
own.
space.
Even if they partner with somebody, if it's branded through Xbox or whatever, or it could even be with China and Tencent. Um, I want to see what what the Koreans could do because the Koreans been they have
Supplying a lot of chips. That's about it.
they've been showing up the Japanese in the last I want to say the last decade now,
Yeah.
with cars, with phones, with televisions and electronics, they've been eating their lunch. You gotta admit.
Yeah. Well, Samsung's in big trouble right now, so it would probably have to be another company. Samsung is dealing with a
LG.
lot of yeah. So speaking of, I'm glad you said LG. Uh, bad news for those of us who like physical media. Real bad news. LG is the last maker of Blu-ray drives, and they've just announced they will no longer be making any more Blu-ray players going forward. With so many retailers pulling their Blu-rays off the shelves, they are only going to manufacture the stuff that they've got already. They're not going to develop new systems, and they're going to be clearing out their warehouses, which leaves two companies making Blu-ray drives, and that's Sony for the PlayStation and Panasonic. And Panasonic makes third-party drives for PC.
Panasonic, that's an American company.
No, Panasonic is Japanese.
Um,
So the last big maker of physical drives is gone.
I mean, the market hasn't
It's not there.
dictated a need for physical movies. So
Yeah, but the drives are more than just movies. This is for games now. All games are on Blu-rays.
yeah, I understand that. But what I'm saying, like the market for movies, and we already see it with gaming. Same thing with
Yep, it's
music.
happening. It's happening.
Same thing with music. We
Yep.
stream at
The thing with Blu-rays and UHD, because they have the 4K Blu-rays and the UHD, is that they're still expensive to manufacture. Where like we got like these shitty CD players that still get made because it's so cheap to make. Blu-rays
yeah.
never got there. Blu-rays never reached that popularity. Like DVDs still outsell Blu-rays in a lot of times. People still go buy a DVD.
I hear what you're saying, but what I'm trying to say is we had Blu-ray for we had Ultra HD Blu-ray for how many years now?
About
And,
5 or 6.
all right, we should have been jumped on
Oh
the
yeah,
the
the market just didn't get there because streaming caught up.
yeah,
Yeah, because you can get
yeah.
4K Netflix, you can get 4K Hulu, you can do 4K, HBO Max, or
Hmm.
it's just Max now. So like the streaming is there, and I think, and this is just the problem with it is if movies aren't there, and that's way more mainstream than video games.
Yep.
There's gonna be less and less reason for them to continue to make physical copies of video games.
Yeah.
And yeah, and now
I
we're
agree.
seeing yeah, so yeah, that's kind of sad. Unless they go with a proprietary format like cartridges, like Nintendo does, but who knows? Maybe flash cards or SD cards. Maybe your movies will come out on SD card. Um,
I don't think my TV even has an SD card slot, so I don't see that.
yeah, you could put it on one of these. What do you call it? Flash sticks or whatever. I've got one of these things. But yeah, there's actually some Christmas CDs that were being sold at the local Walgreens this year, and it came on a USB drive, and it came in a CD case, but it said there's no CD inside. It's a USB drive.
Okay.
It was
Yeah,
like
I mean,
a 1 gig drive.
they probably spent more on the plastic making it.
Yeah, I mean they're trying to cut costs. Who knows? But yeah, I mean, with that said, I mean that's the year. That's what I would want. I don't know. There's not much that I can go. The biggest probably surprises this year are probably going to come from Nintendo. Their launch lineup and their games that might launch with the Switch 2 that's coming up, and everything else is just icing on the cake. I think.
I agree.
Yeah,
I agree. Nothing more I want to say. Just throw it in the bag.
absolutely. Well, with that said, happy New Year to all of our listeners and our followers. Please like, share, subscribe. We also have another channel where we say inappropriate stuff for YouTube. It's called the Echo Chamber. You guys can go check us out over there. We are in dire needs of subscribers on that channel. But we're trying to hit 4,000 subscribers on this by the end of 2025. Let's get there. We got to 3,556 subscribers in 2024. That was a jump about 1,000 in a year, and we were hoping for a little over 100.
Yeah, thank you so much, man. We appreciate y'all. I For those subscribers, please watch us on the Drunken Idiots. Please, please, cost you nothing.
It's nothing. It's on the same channel.
Yeah.
All right, everybody. Thanks for joining us every week here at the Starflag Media Gaming. We're the Drunken Idiots, and catch you guys next time.